Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. This is Demetrio. I've been an entrepreneur for over about 27 years, ran a successful company for over 20 years, and here I am today trying to explain some neat tips that I've learned over the years. Hopefully that will be beneficial to you and those that are watching. So today I wanted to talk about how much to charge. You know how much to charge? I don't know. Do you know how much to charge? I think I do. I want to share. So the first thing you need to think about when you're looking at how much to charge when you're going to do some consulting is, first of all, look at your overall goals as a consultant. Is this a part-time gig, or is this something that you really want to do to make a living? Because if it's just a part-time gig, well then it's going to be a very different mindset, and also your requirements might be different in terms of how much you need. For example, when I was starting out, some of the senior people that I used to know that were consultants got the golden watch, the nice handshake, and lots of money, and said, go away. So when they started their business, it was for beer money. Well, they made a lot of money, let me tell you, doing the beer thing, but they didn't need too much because to them, they already had an income. But when you're looking at it as a business, well, then it's different, because now you have to look at overhead, you have to look at, costs in terms of, equipment, stationery, all those things you need to consider when you're looking at overall price. So the first thing you need to do is determine, what is my overall objective as a consultant? Do I want to make it a career, or is it just a side gig? Once you got that, the second thing you need to consider is value added. How much is this going to add value to your client? For example, if you're teaching a course and you offer $350 to teach the course, and then you teach the same course for $1,000, the perception is, the value added, that if you charge more, it's worth more. The big thing to remember is how much you're adding value to the prospective client. How much is that worth to them? Is it worth $1,000 or worth $100,000? And when you decide that in terms of value added, and you look at the scope of work, which is very important, defining what you're going to solve for the person, your client, then you can charge. If it's worth $1,000, you charge $1,000. If that value added is worth $100,000, maybe you charge $25,000, depending on the scope of work. But again, it's value added. The rule of thumb I always used that worked really well for me was under promise, over deliver. So that way, they were pleasantly surprised. And that also helped in terms of creating that set value that will help you determine which way to go in terms of money. The big thing here is always make sure you cover your costs if you're running it as a business. The other thing I want you to consider is be careful with what I call tire kickers. The ones that are looking for cheap rates. You don't want to go down that rabbit hole, because if you go down that rabbit hole, sooner or later you're going to lose money. And if you're running a business, can't have that. Business need to be profitable. That's the number one thing, or else why are you in business? You're better off getting a job and working conventionally versus the other way. You need to make money. The first objective of a business is to make money, to survive, to sustain, to be profitable. Okay? Hopefully that helps. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe, hit the notification button, because I will be posting new content. If you have comments, please leave them at the bottom, because I always review them all. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. Bye for now.